Hello everyone, LRon here with part 46 of my NGN Dark Souls run. This is the last Dark Wraith of the circuit. We'll be repeating the circuit a good number of times. Kind of like how we did farming for the Balder Side Sword and the Balder Shield. But yeah, this literally drops down back to where we started. And I think for some reason I was considering the merits of running my way through. And that fog gate you just saw, that's the fog gate that takes you to the Four Kings. In case I haven't mentioned before, with the Four Kings, you're going to need to wear that ring that we got from Sif, the giant wolf guy in the forest. If you do not wear that ring in that fight, you will automatically die. And so I was considering the merits of running through the drakes and getting to the bonfire I want to get to that way. But I decided against it. I decided to do the switchbacks instead, which probably makes sense. Oh yeah, and we would need to give Andre the Ember and do upgrades anyways, so yeah, this was definitely the smart way to go. So we want to upgrade everything that we want to upgrade to plus 11, because that's an Ascension, and only Andre can make this Ascension. After those Ascensions are done, we have the right to use our Smithy Toolbox at any bonfire to make the remaining changes. And yes, I just died. What happened there was, this was early in the morning. I woke up an hour earlier than I normally do because I wanted to get this cohort started. And when you wake up earlier than you normally do, 50 Shades of Green all look the same, so basically I missed my cue to turn because all the green looks the same to me. Back in my original character, in like NG++, when things were getting trivially easy, I would sometimes play till like 4 AM and have basically the opposite problem. Instead of having my eyes not be fully calibrated to seeing the full range of colors, my eyes get so heavy that I will blink for 10 seconds. And 10 seconds while running around through a Dark Souls zone usually entails finding yourself 2 steps past a cliff by the time you open your eyes. So basically, you know, I've died for playing too late and died for playing too early at this point. But in any case, this time around I decide I'm going to kill the drakes. Most of the drakes will ignore you when you fight them from a distance, but this one's a particular dick. He will aggro no matter how far away you attack him from. But in future runs of the circuit, I end up getting bold and just sprint past all the drakes. Actually, untrue. I'll still kill the very first drake to get things started. That way I don't have aggro until halfway across the bridge. I know someone who liked to try to run past the drakes all the time, and he would have a lot of trouble doing it. He would die maybe a fifth of the time. And if I had to guess, this guy did not kill the first drake before starting, because that seems to make my life a lot easier than it would otherwise be. And I do come to a point where I do have some level of danger because basically some invisible walling with the wings kind of prevents me from moving around properly, but generally speaking, if you identify it quickly enough, you could, you know, tumble and finagle your way around the tail and wings and the obstacles that those provide. And then another major adjustment that I make eventually is I will put on the Mimic helmets. The distinct advantage of the Mimic helmet is it will give us more item discovery. So, 10 plus on the Humanity, plus Covetous Serpent Ring, plus Derpy Mimic Hat equals metric shit ton of item discovery. Now, metric shit ton of item discovery translates to a couple things. One, it translates to a metric shit ton of titanite chunks. And two, it translates to a vastly increased probability of getting a single slab in the process. Because now, mind you, I historically did not wear the Mimic hat while doing these, and I only saw one slab legitimately drop off of a Dark Wraith in, you know, thousands of kills. So, what this means is because I found a slab in less than 100, that derpy that derpy hat does make a difference. And so I got bold, but it paid off. I had the health to manage, and it saved a little bit of time. But you can't repeatedly do that, and I'm noticing now that I've left the Hawk Ring on, so I am sacrificing item discovery at this point. But it looks like I'm going to fix that. And I don't know if I put the Mimic Helm on this time. No, it looks like it's probably going to be next circuit, or the circuit after. But in any case, I'll do maybe 1 or 2 more circuits at normal speed and then speed it up for the rest of it, because eventually you'll become pros at this, and you don't need to see all of it, but of course, given my policy, I only delete out the loading screens, and I've got myself a nice little convention to let myself know that I'm AFK, so I can cut off AFKs as well. Because in this cohort I do have like 15 minutes worth of AFK sprinkled throughout. So, as you can see, the douchebags that make the kamikazes are not here, so that's nice. And of course we've got no reason to go up those stairs anymore, so we get to skip that. And no item there, so we're gonna move on. And yeah, I mean, these guys are extremely safe when you've got it down to a science like we have now. So, I mean, technically speaking, if you want to farm these guys much earlier than I did, feel free to do so. You know how to cheese these guys, so I'm not worried about that. You'll probably want to get your Balder up to +10 before doing so. Otherwise, it's, you know, gonna not be meaningful because you can't use the chunks. That's it for this video. I'll see you next video. Good luck, have fun.